and Commissioners, I attended school in KwaZulu-Natal at the primary school, a high school there as well. But in terms of my tertiary education, I attended at the University of Durban, Westville. I matriculated in 1988, commenced university in 1989. I completed both a B.Juris and an LLB degree. During the course of 2007, whilst I was at the Directorate Special Operations, colloquially the Scorpions, in the year 2007, I completed part-time at the University of Johannesburg a diploma in criminal justice and forensic auditing. It was just a one-year diploma. I do have short courses that one would have attended, both in terms of management, project management, and those things that relate to your work in terms of being a prosecutor. I also did attend this, well, not as it currently stands, the Justice College prosecutor course in February and March of 1997. This building most certainly didn't look like this back then, but I was then appointed as a prosecutor, Commissioners, on the 1st of June, 1996. I commenced prosecuting at the Alberton Magistrates Court. I was there till April of 1997. I went to the Regional Court in Germiston, and on the 1st of June 1998, I commenced duties at the office of the then Director of Public Prosecutions in Johannesburg under Attorney General De Vries, and shortly before then it had become the National Prosecuting Authority. I was a state advocate, and on 1 December 1999, I became a senior state advocate at the colloquially called Scorpions in Pretoria. I was there and became a Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions in April of 2004, which position I then held up until the 1st of March 2022. However, when the Scorpions disbanded in July of 2009, we were allowed to choose a Director of Public Prosecutions office. I was at the office of the Director of Public Prosecutions here in Pretoria, in Church Square, and I remained in that establishment up until February of 2019, and in February of 2019, I moved to the NPA's head office in Silverton, where I oversaw as the national coordinator the organized crime portfolio up until I became the ID on the 1st of March 2022, which position I hold to date. I'm sure that suffices, unless commissioners...
And before this appointment, throughout you held the substantive position of Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions.
That is correct. I think it's about 16 or 17 years.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much, Advocate. We can now turn to the actual statement and you take us through it at your pace. Thank you.
So the statement before you, Commissioners, I did confirm the truthfulness of the statement. I am an admitted advocate of the High Court of South Africa, that admission having been done on the 5th of November 1998 at the High Court before a panel of judges in Johannesburg. At the time when this was done, I was a state advocate, and so we had to then have that admission, and which position as advocate I have held then, since then. I have been in the employ of the National Prosecuting Authority, having reached 30 years of service on the 1st of June 2026. And currently I hold a rank of investigating director at IDAC, the Investigating Directorate Against Corruption.
Is that equivalent to a DPP's position or not?
That is correct, Chair. It is the DPP, and then the NPA also has special directors of public prosecutions. Those three are an equivalent in terms of rank.
Thank you.
I was appointed to the position of the ID by the President on the 1st of March 2022, and as Member Hlapi indicated, I might summarize, but if I need to make reference to the specific provisions, I'm sure the commissioners will ask.
I suggest that we should be formal here and...
Advocate Hlapi, that we...
Sello,
yes.
Yes. Yes, please continue.
I just wanted clarity, Advocate Sello. Is the summation fine? I don't want to be seen to be cutting corners if there are portions that might be relevant.
No. I would prefer you do it at your pace and you adopt an approach that you think best communicates the content and the substance of the statement. As you go along, like I indicated, questions of clarity may arise, particularly from the commissioners, and the question would be posed to you and you respond. So it's not my place to dictate to you how you do it. Just make sure that the salient issues that you raise in the statement are at least placed on record, and to the extent that you need to expound on any particular issue, this is your opportunity to do so. Thank you.
But I think with what you've said thus far, I think you can now start at paragraph 4, unless you think otherwise.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Yes.
Chair, I will then. I depose to this affidavit in response to a notice in terms of Rule 3 of the Rules of the Judicial Commission of Inquiry into criminality, political interference, and corruption in the criminal justice system, arising from the allegations made by Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Commissioner of the South African Police Services on the 6th of July, 2025.
The service appearing there, the singular, is actually correct, Advocate Johnson.
Police services.
No, the service singular is correct.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Paragraph 5. The notice requires me to deal with the following issues on which Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi testified. 5.1. That IDAC allegedly and unlawfully operates outside of its mandate in terms of Section 71A of the NPA Act as amended. And 5.2, that IDAC has allegedly pursued a criminal case against Lieutenant General Khumalo and other officials at Crime Intelligence in the furtherance of ongoing political interference in SAPS. 6. I deal with the issues identified above later in this affidavit. Before I do so, there are various issues I need to deal with if my answers to the issues above are to be sensible. Thus, I have structured the affidavit as follows. 6.1. First, I deal with the mandate of IDAC. 6.2. Second, I introduce the charges against Lieutenant General Samuel Dumisani Khumalo, in brackets, Lieutenant General Khumalo, close brackets, and others. 6.3. Third, I deal with the arrest of Lieutenant General Khumalo. 6.4. Fourth, I establish the relationship between the charges faced by Lieutenant General Khumalo and the mandate of IDAC, and then answer the questions that have been referred to me. And fifth, I conclude. Apologies. We turn to A, the mandate of IDAC. Paragraph 7. IDAC is a creature of statute. It is founded in terms of Section 7(1) capital A of the NPA Act as amended. 8, it is mandated to investigate, carry out any functions incidental to investigations. These are set out in 7(1) capital A close brackets of the NPA Act as amended. They are investigations, small a, relating to serious, high-profile or complex corruption, commercial or financial crime cases. Sub 1.